Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be trying to use all of these different Nintendo consoles on the Xbox. So we have the Wii controllers, Wii U, GameCube, Switch, NES, Super NES, even Nintendo 64, all of the Wii accessories as well. And we're going to be using various adapters, including the GameCube adapter and 64 adapter. And we're going to be stringing them through a whole daisy chain of adapters to try to make them work on the Xbox. Alright, let's go in order of all the Nintendo systems. Let's start with the NES controller. Alright, so for the NES controller, we're going to be using the NES to Nintendo Wii controller adapter. Then we're going to connect the Nintendo Wii controller to the Magic NS adapter. We're then going to put the Magic NS adapter into the ZIM Matrix. This is usually powered by an Xbox controller, but I much prefer using the Guitar Hero controller because it's much more slim. The ZIM Matrix is then going to plug in to the Xbox. So let's go ahead and plug that in. And then I'm going to plug in the Magic NS adapter to the ZIM Matrix. I have the Wii Remote paired to the Magic NS, so I'm going to press 1 and 2 on the Wii Remote. There it goes, and it's paired. And then I have the NES controller plugged into the Wii Remote. And then as we can see, left, right, down, start, B and A are swapped. As you can see, it works pretty much flawlessly. Let's see if I can play with one hand. Yeah, it works pretty great. So if you want to play some classic NES games, because there is a couple on the Xbox, this is a great option. And if you want to return to the home menu, since it is plugged into the Wii Remote, you can actually press the home button on the Wii Remote and it'll take you to the Xbox home menu. For the Super Nintendo controller, I have the same exact adapter sort of thing. So I'm just going to plug the Super Nintendo controller into the Wii Remote as well. And as you could see, it works pretty flawlessly. Except in this case, we have more buttons. Y button, and of course we have start, select, and the bumpers. So if we were to go to the home menu, we can use the bumpers. And it works flawlessly. So yeah, Super Nintendo, great controller, great D-pad, and it works great on the Xbox. Let's move on to the next controller, which is the N64, and this is going to require a bit more setup. Alrighty, once everything is all plugged in, the controller does work on the Xbox. Now you can change all of the buttons and program them to whatever you want, but as of right now, I just have them on the default, which is analog stick works normally, D-pad works normally, and the bumpers are the A button as well as the Z button, also working as a jump button. You can program these all to different buttons. I just didn't do it yet. But the controller does work on the Xbox, so it is completely usable. Not my favorite controller in the world, but I do think the D-pad is kind of underrated. Let's move on to the next controller, which is the Nintendo GameCube controller. Unfortunately, the GameCube controller adapter made by Nintendo is not compatible with the ZIM Matrix, and I also even tried using the Cronus N. I even tried plugging it into the Magic NS adapter, and it did not work. I believe if you use a GameCube to X input converter, you can get this working. Similar to the N64 controller, but Nintendo's adapter, and I even tried out a Mayflash and another third-party adapter, use a different type of signal, so I believe that the ZIM Matrix does not recognize it. But in a future video, it could be fun. Maybe we could try to do a quest to get the GameCube controller working. This is one I showed a little earlier in the video, but I'll show again. The Wii Remote, it connects right to the Magic NS adapter. As you could tell, it just vibrated. And as you can see, it works as a controller on the Xbox. Even the home button works and the start button. but it works perfectly on the Xbox. Next, let's try out some of the Wii's accessories. Alright, let's try plugging in the nunchuck to our Wii remote here. So let's plug it right in. Let's see if it registers. Alright, seems to work perfectly. The nunchuck's analog stick is registering as an input just fine. Seems like the Wii remote's A button is still working. And there's little to no input lag at all. This feels great actually. So the home button on the Wii remote works. And it seems that the Z button on the nunchuck is registered as the left trigger. So if you like playing shooter games or maybe a game like Minecraft, you can use this trigger to maybe place down the blocks. But the nunchuck seems to work just great. Let's try out another Wii accessory next. Alright, the next Wii accessory I want to try out is the Wii Classic controller. Wii Classic controller is one of my favorites. So again, we're going to plug this into the Wii remote. And let's see if it works. Left analog stick works, D-pad works, Y button, B button, A button, pause button, home button, start button. All of it seems to work great. This is a perfectly good replacement for an Xbox controller. Even the triggers work. So this is perfect if you want a way to play some retro games. The Wii Classic controller will be just fine. Alrighty, the next controller I want to use is the Wii U Pro controller. This is a pretty good one in my opinion. I think it's pretty slept on. Has a great battery life. Anyway, we're going to use the Magic NS adapter. And we're going to press the sync button on the back of the Wii U Pro controller. And of course the sync button on the Magic NS adapter. Give it a second to connect. And it just vibrated, so it's all connected. The left stick works, the home button works, both the triggers work, the bumpers work. Every single button here works. An absolutely fantastic way to play Xbox games. It's pretty much the same ordeal as the last few controllers. This is a perfectly good replacement to the standard Xbox controller, and there's no input lag at all. Let's move on to Nintendo Switch controllers. Again, using the Magic NS adapter, you're actually able to connect multiple controllers at once to this thing, meaning you connect both the Joy-Cons. Fun fact, this green one is from the Splatoon 2 Switch that released back in 2017, and this one is from the Splatoon 3 Switch. I didn't really play Splatoon 3 at all, but I did play Splatoon 2 back in the day, and this is from the bundle that I got. Anyway, both the remotes work simultaneously, and I think the Joy-Cons are actually a really comfortable way to play comfortably, and of course wirelessly. Rumble's working fine, the home button works, triggers and bumpers work. All around, this is just I'm pretty surprised that this is working, but it works fantastically. The next controller and final controller we're going to be trying today is the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. Our final controller is going to be the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. Now this one's kind of interesting because we could plug this directly into the ZIM Matrix, and it works right out of the box. No Magic NS adapter required. However, if you want to go wireless, we can use the Magic NS adapter. So by plugging the Magic NS adapter in to the ZIM Matrix, then we want to hold the sync button on the Pro controller, and then tap the sync button on the Magic NS. Put them next to each other, and after a while they should connect to each other. Let's see. Alright, all hooked up. I felt a vibration in here, and now we could play wirelessly on the Xbox. Now this is a great option if you really do like the Switch Pro controller. This works perfectly with the Xbox. Home button works. Start button works. I keep getting confused about the A button, B button swap, but every single button works. D-pad works. Perfectly good replacement to the Xbox controller. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys like this, please subscribe and let me know what your guys' favorite controller here was. Thanks guys. See you soon. Bye.